Hello, everyone. Welcome to TV Oblivion, the podcast. And this is the debut episode. And I'm your host, Pete Costanas. Today's date is June 4th, 2022. This will be episode 1, season 1. And I hope you like the theme song. I chose that. It's a clickety-clack theme song. Very retro, very 50s. And I will explain about this podcast. This is my second one. My first one is Vanishing Congoland Stories. You can find that on most on the Apple Podcasts. Also on Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever podcasts are available. I also have a YouTube channel called Vanishing Congoland Stories. And it's also on social media, Facebook, Twitter. So you can click on the link and you can listen to the latest episode, which I did this morning. And so TV Oblivion will be my second podcast. I will explain why I chose this and what took so long for me to decide a second podcast. And it should be a lot of fun. Very historical, very interesting. Right now, the program will go into a commercial break. This will be the first one. And this program is sponsored by Pepsodent toothpaste. And here's a commercial from the late 1950s. And it's got a beautiful jingle. So here we go. Thank you, everyone.
Hey, Susie Q, what's cooking with you?
Your teeth look whiter than new.
My teeth aren't new, but my toothpaste is new Pepsodent. Get with it, kids. New package, new flavor, new formula, too, means brighter smiles for me and you.
You'll wonder where the yellow went when you brush your teeth with Pepsodent. The new formula with IMP gets teeth much whiter. You can see it cleans the stains and film away, while Irium fights tooth decay. You'll wonder where the yellow went when you brush your teeth with Pepsodent. The taste is new, so fresh and clean. That new taste really lasts, it's keen. And while it makes your smile a rave, it also makes your breath behave. So start going steady right away with Pepsodent. Get some today. You'll wonder where the yellow went when you brush your teeth with Pepsodent. Pepsodent, Pepsodent.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed that commercial for Pepsodent. I'll give you a brief history of this product. It is still sold in stores. It was introduced in 1915. Ooh, a long time. And it was from Chicago. The company, they had a company here, and it was made from an ingredient called pepsin. That's probably where they got the name. And it was advertised prominently on radio and then on television. And then they didn't had fluoride in it. Most toothpaste brands do, and I don't know why. And because there were other brands that were competing, like Crest, Colgate, Gleam. You remember that one? And so it's still around. I saw it at Walgreens about a few years ago. It's still there. And I remember the commercials on television where they had the celebrities and they showed their white teeth and they used Pepsodent. So it's not a very popular brand now. No, not like that. Okay. Anyway, back to the program. Like I said before, this is the debut episode of TV Oblivion, and I will explain what this podcast is all about. But first, I'll give a brief about me. I'm the host, Pete Costanas, and I have been a TV junkie all my life, ever since I was little. When I first saw my first TV show on television, I was about 3 or 4, and that was Bozo Circus, and I got hooked. Also, the second thing I watched was I Love Lucy, starring Lucille Ball. I'm a big Lucy fan. I still am. I am obsessed with her. You know, I have all her DVDs. I watch her movies, whatever. I've seen every TV appearance she was on. Everything. When I look in the TV guide or when I watch TV, what's coming up, I will watch her. She's my favorite actress, my favorite comedian. And so I'll touch her about in future episodes, not just I Love Lucy, but because that's it's not oblivious. It's still on TV, not as frequently, but I will touch that as well, like I said before. Anyway, so I've been a TV addict for most of my life, and I should have went to college to learn about history, but I didn't. I went into technology. That was interesting, but now I kind of regret it. And as the years went on, there was books available, reference books, that is, about television shows all the way back from the beginning. And I started reading them, collecting them. I still do, and it's wonderful. Has a rich history. I can't get enough of it. And now we have the internet. I can look up. But there was one book. It's called the TV Programs. I don't know the full title. That's like the TV Bible. They don't have any more editions. I have the last edition. It came out like early 2000s or something like that. So I wish they would restart it, because a lot more shows have added. And still, so when I read about the TV shows, I like to know its background, the actors, the plots, behind the scenes. They didn't talk about much in books later on. And also, when I went to college, first at Daily College, they had a whole section of television history, and I read that, and I neglected my studies. That was a mistake, but I was enthralled. I couldn't help it. I loved it. And let's see. So I learned about comedies, dramas, soap operas, TV westerns, science fiction, children's shows, cartoons, anything, anything like that. So I will touch every subject of that. So this is what I'm going to do on the show. I will pick a decade, starting from the late 1940s. There were TV shows then, not many, all the way to the present. So I pick one that lasted maybe one season, maybe maybe a few months, or like one telecast. And I'll talk about that. And I'll do one in the late 40s, one in the 50s, one in the 60s, hopefully to squeeze in this podcast episode. And I will talk about the origins of the show, the actors, maybe behind the scenes if I find information, if it's syndicated, what network it aired, and when it debuted, when it canceled, et cetera, et cetera. And the reason I did this, I wanted to do a second second podcast, excuse me. I wanted to do that, but I got sick with prostate cancer. I didn't even do the first podcast, which is Van Chicagoland Stories. I put that on the back burner until 2021. And then when that took off, I want to do a second one. But, I was still recovering, but I wasn't ready. But now I am. I am ready. And this should be a lot of fun. If you're a TV fan, this is for you. If you're not, that's okay, because this is very personal to me. This is a very personal podcast. And it will be a lot of fun because I am very knowledgeable in this. And I will share it with you. Also memories of watching the show or reading about it. And it would be a lot of fun. It really would be. Like, for example, early history, I will talk about, let's see, there would be Howdy Doody that that debuted in 1947. It ran for years, but you don't see the shows anymore. If you want to watch early television, thank God for YouTube. They do have it. Some of them do. And sometimes there's copyright, so they don't show it. And yeah, that's one of the early shows. One is Texaco Star Theater that debuted on, I think, June 6, 1948. So, let's see, there was Ed Wynn Show, 1950. There was Ed Sullivan. That ran for 23 years, but I will discuss that in a future episode. Variety shows. Also, maybe cartoons. Yeah, there were early cartoons. That'd be fun. When I posted this yesterday on social media, someone asked, are you going to do Chicago television? Because you're from Chicago. I will. That would be part of that. And if I run out of TV shows, I don't know, it'd be a long time for that to happen. I would probably talk about actors, what they starred in, like recycled. That'd be kind of fun. In the beginning of the program, I will say I will talk about Lucy. It's not oblivious. I mean, it's still on reruns, but somebody asked, are you going to talk about other TV classics like, Gilligan's Island? That's one, or The Brady Bunch. Yes, they had spin-offs, and I'll do that, but it's not. People don't watch those like today, like we did, because we only had one TV or two TVs. We didn't have a VCR. We didn't have a DVD player. We didn't have a DVR. We don't have Netflix. What was broadcasted, that was it. And if you missed it, you're out of luck. They would show reruns, but you have to be aware when that will air. You have to check your TV guide, like that. And so that's what I will talk about that too. So I still watch television classics. I have DVDs. I do that. Also on Netflix, they don't have much. But if you go on Fire TV, with Amazon, you do stumble onto TV channels that do broadcast old TV shows, even ones that they don't show anymore. Like, for example, our Miss Brooks, December Bride. It hasn't shown that yet, but I hope so. And from the 50s and 60s, like that, that'd be great. Also, I'll talk about TV bombs. Those are fun to talk about. They really do. You watch one episode and, this is awful. Why they do that? But they're classics. You could tell the bad acting, the set is cheap, all that, and but it's no wonder they weren't popular, or they just look stupid. But it's fun to watch anyway. I'll talk about like history of television shows that came from radio too. Yeah, it'd be kind of interesting like that. Anyway, I will post once I'm done with this episode. I will post it on my social media accounts. I haven't created a website, not really. Probably post it on my website, Van Chicagoland blog. Maybe I'll create another website in the future. We'll see. I'll let you know. But I haven't created a YouTube channel for this. I will later on today. It'll take a little time. But I will post this on my social media accounts, Facebook, Twitter. Maybe I'll have its own Twitter page. I will do that. And on Facebook, maybe I had a group called TV Oblivion many years ago. This is about when Facebook started, and I archived that. I might bring it back and treat it and re-edit it to turn it into podcast, and I will post that and share it to everybody. I think also maybe a page. We'll see. See how that goes as the day goes on. Also, so yeah, like I said before, I will make a YouTube channel. You can listen to the podcast, and it'll also be hopefully it'll be available on any podcast app like Apple, Stitcher, what else? Google Podcast, Spotify. If it's popular, I hope so. Then we'll see how that goes. I hope it becomes popular, and I love to continue because there's so much to talk about. Television has a rich history. It really does, and it changes year to year. Now it's more free. You can swear, you can show nudity a little bit. Not like in the old days. No, not like that. Let's see. So it'll be a lot of fun. I hope you can enjoy it. And someone commented, "Why would you do something like this?" And I said, "Because it's personal, and I love it. If you love something, do something new with it, and continue. You'll be happy. Don't listen to naysayers, negative people. If you like what you like, stick with it." I didn't do that when I was younger because I got discouraged by a lot of people, a little bit from my parents because they didn't understand. But most people, like kids I hung around with, they were into sports and other things. I wasn't, so I was a nerd, still am, and I'm fascinated. I love it. But some people appreciate me because I have a thirst of knowledge of this. something obscure. They call it useless facts, useless trivia. It is to most people, but not to me. Or to other people, it's wonderful. So I hope there's an audience out there. I hope there is too. They want to listen. If they love television history, I hope I hope I get some good luck out of that. Okay. So this will be a short podcast. So thank you for joining me on the debut episode of TV Oblivion. That's the podcast. It'll be uploaded and posted. Hopefully you can find it. And if you have any questions, please comment, and I will try to answer. And this is going to be a lot of fun. And I will do this podcast the same time I will do Van Chicagoland stories. So we will see. And hopefully I'll do episode 2 tomorrow. I will pick a couple of TV shows from each decade. Should be fun. It'll take a little time, a lot of work and a lot of effort, but it'll be worth it. I will enjoy. Okay, so this is Pete Costanis, your host of, again, TV Oblivion. Sorry, I can't repeat. I'm repeating myself. I'm so nervous. And I hope to hear from you soon. I hope you enjoyed the opening theme song. So here's the closing theme song. Is another 1950s retro. And the first one is called Clickety Clack. But the closing song is Pick and Pluck. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. And bye-bye for now. And hope you can tune in on episode 2 tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Thank you.